Hello and welcome to the 15th episode of Quizzing with Members. This is without doubt one of my favorite properties or series on this channel. I love it purely because we get to quiz with people from all over the world, literally. People who can't be part of the quiz show that we are doing all over the country. We've been doing shows in Mumbai, in Bangalore, in Chennai, in Calcutta, Delhi, etc., etc. But people who live abroad mostly get to be a part of this until there comes a day when we can do a quizzing tour in the UK or in the US. But that day is far, I think, not happening very soon. We've all been observing Pavan's streak on quizzing with the members. But let's see if that changes today. And very excited to start this quiz. All the 4 contestants of Quizzing with the Members, episode 15, one by one. The first contestant, of course, needs no introduction. He's been here for the last many episodes. Give it up for Pavan.
Hey, KV.
Pavan, alphabetically, you're the first this time.
First time that's happened.
Yeah, right? Crazy. Pavan, how's the feeling now? Like, do you think like it's the end is near? Is it Waterloo is coming or?
Today feels like that for some reason.
Like Waterloo? That's crazy. Let's see who's the Duke of Wellington who comes today. But yeah, very excited to call the 3. Our first challenger, so to speak, was born and raised in Mumbai. That's where I am. Currently lives in Boston. That's where I've been to once. I love that city for its historical reasons and for Tea Party reasons, and also because FSG owns both Boston Red Sox and Liverpool. Fan of football, loves comic book movies, loves New York Times crossword, just like Pavan does. Give it up for Pranit.
Hey,
hi, welcome. Have you been following Quizzing with Members?
I have, yeah. It's very exciting. I kind of wish my name started from A today because I don't think I'm going to get any questions directed my way.
Let's see, Pranit. Let's see this East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. Let's very exciting to see Pavan versus Pranit today. Our next contestant is did his engineering from Delhi, moved to Toronto. Oh my God, yes. For his masters and based out of Toronto now, works at a bank in a tech role. Big movie buff, started making short films as a hobby. Bumped into me recently at TIFF. Yes, I did go to Toronto International Film Festival, and he told me he's a big fan of quizzing, and now I'm hosting him on Quizzing with the Members. So excited to call Ravi.
Hey, KV.
Hey, Ravi, you're promoting the company that Pavan works at. Wow. Crazy. Ravi, how's Toronto treating you? Everything good?
Yeah, everything good. Yeah,
good.
Very excited.
Yes, very excited to host you as well, Pavan, Pranit, and Ravi. Which brings us to our last contestant. As I said, somebody is back here again. You saw her earlier on Quizzing with Members, born and brought up in Thane. Beautiful. I used to live in Thane. I love Thane. Did her undergrad from DY Patil in Navi Mumbai. Hey, moved to the US for biotechnology. I did biotechnology. Currently lives in San Diego. I went to San Diego last year. Oh my God. I'm just trying to find connects with her, our members today, and works in R&D loves reading, swimming, and trying to learn to surf. I remember her from the last episode. You guys saw her in. Give it up for Riddhima. Yes.
Hello.
Welcome back, Riddhima. You were in an episode against Pavan, right?
Yes, very forgettable episode.
No. Idea is to learn 16 new things. That's what it's all about. Scores and all are just a byproduct of this learning exercise. Yeah. Okay, cool. Welcome, Pavan. Welcome, Pranit. Welcome, Ravi. Welcome, Riddhima, from different parts of the US, one from Canada, doing a quizzing session together. It's beautiful. I love quizzing with members. Let's begin. All of you are ready? Yeah? Okay. The first question will be to Pavan. Pavan, this is a certain ethnic group that we're talking about. These are a very small Austroasiatic ethnic group living primarily in the Indian state of Jharkhand. They are traditionally iron smelters. Their indigenous technology of iron smelting gives them a distinct identity, as they claim to have descended from the ancient Dashes who were associated with the art of metal craft, amongst other things. So don't think like they were only associated with metal craft, but this was one of the things that they were good at. Okay. Which ethnic group is this? I just want the name of this ethnic group that comes from something ancient in India.
And the ancient blank is a mythological group or a real historical group?
Let's say mythological. That will be a easier route to get to the answer.
Is it Santhal?
Not Santhal. Going to Pranit. Santhal, close guess in terms of geography. Going to Pranit.
I have no idea about this, but since you said mythology, I'm going to say maybe the Pandavas. I don't know.
Pandavas, no. But yeah, good track mythologically. Going to Ravi.
Nothing's coming to my mind right now. Since Pranit said Pandavas, and that's a good track. Is it Kauravas? Kauravas?
Not that good track also. going to Riddhima.
Is it Bhirlas, like the
Not Bhila.
tribe
No.
that?
Yeah. No, good guess again. It's are a tribe. Okay, I'll give a hint. Start again with Pavan. My first hint is very indirect hint. Okay, so my first hint is a web series starring Arshad Varsi. That's the first hint. If somebody has any idea, stop me right now. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So first and only hint now is a web series starring Arshad Varsi. In addition to all the hints that you see.
Is it Gond?
Not Gond. Going to Pranit.
I have no idea about this web series. I'm going to say pass.
Okay. Passing to Ravi.
Asur.
Asur. They are Asur people. Okay. They are Asur. Okay. Named after Asurs from Indian mythology. And Asur people right now predominantly live in Jharkhand, in Lohardaga, Palamu, etc. and Gumla and all those districts. So 7 points to Ravi. Ravi gets 7 for Asur people, which means the next direct will be to Riddhima. Okay, Riddhima, in the early days of Scotland's long whiskey making history, distillers were baffled that there was less whiskey in a finished barrel than they had initially put in. The only way they could explain the phenomenon was that excess took a portion of the delicious whiskey out of the casks for themselves as a sort of a tax, and hence the term excess share. The phenomenon occurs due to the porousness of the barrel and results in a loss of about 2% of the total volume per year. What is X?
Witch's share?
Witch's share, good guess, not witch's share. Going to Pavan.
Is it Angel's share?
It is Angel's share, yes. 11 points there to Pavan. Riddhima was on good track, but she went a little negative on her track.
Yeah.
But it's Angel's share, okay? From Asur to Angel. You see this segment? This is Angel's share, okay? Angel's share. Angel's share is correct. 11 points there to Angel's share. The beautiful bar in New York. Pranit, if you ever drive to New York next time, make sure to go to Angel's share. It's beautiful. Okay. So all over the world, there is a thing about ki thoda sharab Bhagwan ko jata hai, Devi ko jata hai. It's a thing. Like I remember back in the day when
sauce also has the same thing.
sorry.
Worcestershire sauce, I think also.
Yeah. Okay, but now we'll come to Pranit for the next time. Pranit, in Greek mythology, Ariadne gives Theseus a ball of yarn to help him find his way out of the Minotaur's labyrinth. Because of this, the certain word came to mean something that points the way. Appropriately enough, Theseus unraveled the yarn behind him as he went into the maze so that he could work his way back out in reverse. Thus, the word can be understood in this context and in the context of a detective working his way backwards to solve a crime. The word gained its modern day spelling in the 15th century, a time when spelling was rather more fluid than it is today. Just tell me the word that we are talking about. This is an etymology question. We're just talking about one single word. And this is the origin. Sorry, Pranit?
Clue?
Clue, yes. Beautiful crack. 10 points there to Pranit. We are talking about clue. Okay, now everything makes
And I
sense.
know this is because I've lost a quiz before because of this exact question.
Where?
This was back in college.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a classic. This is a very classic quiz question. I know. This is one of those questions. You see a ball and thread and you're like, oh, a clue wala pucha hai. I know that feeling. This is clue, which means we come back to Ravi. Ravi, this is one of those very rare quizzing questions, which is extremely short, very direct. But it was, when I learned it, it was so interesting that I couldn't help making a question out of it. The question is very straightforward. A group of ferrets is called a X. All you need to tell me is what is a group of ferret called? Okay. So we know sometimes there are interesting words for group of something. Like group of crows is called a murder. Group of owls is called a parliament. But this is something that I learned recently, and I thought all of us should know this thing. And I'll also tell you once the answer comes as to where I learned it. The group of ferrets is called a X. Tell me, what is a group of ferret called?
This might be wrong, but the only one that I can associate with groups and kind of like a wild guess is parliament.
Not parliament. Going to Riddhima?
I mean, it. Iron? Is it?
Not iron. Not iron. Going to Pavan?
Okay. Is it burrow?
Not burrow. Going to Pranit?
I think it's an answer something like it's an odd answer. I remember like Parliament was a good track because I remember it's for owls or something. It's a bizarre. Yeah. Is it like a ramble? I don't know, something like that.
Not ramble, but yeah, but it is, the answer is very interesting. So it's not like a herd or a flock or a pride. Okay, we'll start again with Ravi. So I'll give you a clue. The clue, since Pranit talked about quiz, this is a quiz category. So when you go to a quiz fest, there is this quiz, this quiz, this quiz, this quiz. There's almost always a quiz of this category also. Okay, that's one clue. The other clue, I'll tell you the interesting thing where I got to know this. This might be a big giveaway, but fair enough. Because the question anyway doesn't have much hints. I got to know this from BoJack Horseman. I don't know how many of you watch it, but it's a genius. It's a beautifully written show. The one great thing about BoJack is the small jokes that they've put like everywhere. There's very, very minute jokes everywhere. And there is a joke in one of the episodes that I saw like in 2015-16, where there is a ferret talking to somebody, and that guy says, whatever, the conversation is over, and that guy says, now you can go back to your dash. So the sentence still makes sense. But when you know that a group of ferrets is called a dash, it just blows your mind, saying, oh my God, you meant this. Oh, it's like telling an owl that you can go back to your parliament. Now that doesn't make sense. But you know the group of owl is called a parliament. But here it was just like, what? Oh, because the group of ferret is called a dash. Okay, so that's the second clue. And just combine that clue with what quiz category can you think of in any standard quiz festival? Like there is a India quiz, there is a whatever makes. Is that okay? Should I give more hint?
So it's a genre of quiz. So like
it is a widely accepted genre of quiz also. Okay. Like, if you guys want, I can add something more, or should we take a round with that?
I have a guess, but maybe wrong.
Everybody has a guess. At least if all four of you have a guess on at least a quizzing category, I think between 4 categories, we will have an answer. Cool. Okay. So, okay, we'll start whenever Ravi is ready.
Just 1 second. Trying to see connection.
Yeah, Ravi is noting down every quiz that he has ever been a part of. Harry group of ferrets is called Harry Potter.
Just that the connect between the category and the go back to your is
not. Yes, that's all you need to crack.
If I'm taking too much time, but I can't seem to figure it out.
Okay, I'll just make it even one level more this thing. Only if you're a quizzing fan. There has been a quizzing edition on this theme. So it's that popular a theme in quizzing. There has been an edition on this edition of quizzing dash edition.
Is it brands and marketing, something around that?
Good track, but not brands and marketing. Going to, but very good guess. Going to Riddhima.
Okay. Business.
Yes, a group of ferrets is called a business. Okay, a group of ferrets is called a business. This is a screenshot from that episode in Bojack where he said, I'll let you go back to your business. So it makes sense, like, okay, go back to whatever you were doing. But when you realize a group of ferrets is called a business, it's a crazy joke. Oh, too good.
I was thinking there are 4 people. Mela has 4 letters. So
you went to Mela and all.
Yeah.
Mela makes a lot of sense. Go back to your Mela. Oh man. Okay, Riddhima also comes on the scoreboard now. So all 4 of you are on the scoreboard. Coming to Pavan now for this very interesting funda that I love personally. There's a short story by Isaac Asimov called No Refuge Could Save. It's a short story by Isaac Asimov. It is the second of Asimov's Union Club mystery stories and the first to be anthologized in the Union Club mysteries. Now the central character called Griswold explains that during the Second World War, he was involved in US intelligence. While questioning a suspected German spy, he performed a word association test on him. Now, how could he know for sure that the man he's questioning is indeed a German spy? And at this point, if 4 of you have no idea, I'll add just a little bit of hint.
Yeah.
I'll add. So one hint I want to give only for first round is over knowing things. Okay. In the world of intelligence, one of the most important things is one thing to distinguish between a normal citizen and somebody trying to pretend to be a citizen is that they know too much. You know, that's one clue only for first round. We'll see. I'll tell you if nobody gets it in the first round.
And so just to clarify, it is only through the questions that Griswold figures out that this guy is a spy, not by looking at something else caught with him or anything like that.
No. Nothing physical or nothing like, no science or it's purely through interaction he figures out, only through question answer.
And he specifically figures out he's German, not that he's not American.
No, the latter. He figures out he's not American.
He figures out he's not American.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the question about something to do with the Constitution and what's in there?
Good track, but no, I'll go to Pranit.
Did he say the name of a city that is the headquarters of a certain American spying, like Langley? That's where CIA is based.
No, going to Ravi.
Did he refer to the country by the word that nobody uses it? Like he said USA, whereas everyone said states.
Like
something
that.
like that.
Okay. No, I like the way you're thinking, but not that. Going to Riddhima.
Did he know the names of all the founding fathers?
No. Okay. Okay, we'll start with Pavan. You guys are all on the right track. Like he knew something way more than a normal citizen is expected to know. You know what I mean? But something that everybody, like every citizen knows, but he knew like way more, like literally way more than a citizen is expected to know. And that was a big red flag. They were like, no, you can't be. So, you know, the thing with the world of spy is there's a difference between somebody who grew up in a country and somebody who studied about the country. You know what I mean? So this guy was caught because there is something that an American citizen is just expected to know this much, for example. And this guy knew like too much. Okay, so should we take a round with that or should I? We'll take? Okay.
Did he do something with the national anthem, like whether he knew all the words of the national anthem?
Yes, that's all I wanted. Yes, 5 points there to Pavan. It is the national anthem. Okay, so basically he was doing this word association test. He was asking very American questions like baseball questions and things like that. And then he talks about the national anthem. And this guy goes on to know every verse of the. So he goes till third verse. And that just blows the minds of everyone, saying there's no way you know all four verses of the Star Spangled Banner. Like literally nobody knows this. So you are somebody who has literally sat and prepared to know about this country. He knew all the verses of the Star Spangled Banner, when normal Americans would know only first few. So he went till third, knew the fourth, and then that was a clincher. Okay, 5 points there to Pavan, which means now I come to Pranit. But now I'm talking about a certain game. In a 2022 study by Bonus Finder, the stress levels of 14 participants were measured while playing various video games. Surprisingly, X emerged as the most stressful game among the participants, with an average heart rate increase of 21 BPM over the resting rate, narrowly edging out FIFA. Now, despite its colorful and cartoony appearance, X claims the top spot because even the most relaxed gaming sessions can escalate into highly competitive and intense experiences. Players are constantly on edge, anticipating unexpected twists, especially when leading, as the game often stacks odds against the front runners. Tell me, what game are we talking about? What very stressful game are we talking about?
Speaking as someone who's lost this game multiple times, I'm going to guess Mario Kart.
Oh, beautiful answer. Yes. I think all your answers today are coming from losses, Pranit. Like from losing on Clue and then losing in Mario Kart.
This is my Slumdog Millionaire. I'm
Yes.
just remembering all the trauma from the past.
All the trauma from your past. This is Mario Kart. What a great crack. 10 points there to Pranit. And I now come to Ravi. Ravi, this is X crossing the Y. Okay, so I need both X and Y. X crossing the Y is the title of three 1851 oil on canvas paintings by Emmanuel Lewis. It commemorates General X's crossing of the Y River. So X was a general, Y is a river, with the Continental Army on the night of December 25, 26, 1776. That's a big clue. That action was the first move in a surprise attack and victory against Hessian forces at the Battle of Trenton in New Jersey on the morning of December 26. Just tell me X and Y. X crossing the Y from 1776. X is a person, Y is a river.
Y River, which is okay, at the Battle of Trenton in New Jersey. I have a guess for Y. Give me 1 second for X. Just to clarify, this is a real historical question and not fictional.
No. Proper real history.
I can't think of any famous general around that timeline. I just have a guess for Y. Is it Hudson River?
Not Hudson. Going to Riddhima.
Oh, not Hudson. Okay. Is Y the Potomac?
No, not the Potomac. Any hints on, any guesses on X?
I don't know. I'd just say Washington. I don't know.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Going to Pavan.
Washington crossing the Delaware.
Yes, it is a Washington crossing the Delaware. Okay, it's the Delaware River, not Potomac, not Hudson. It's the Delaware. And dash crossing the dash is a template in art and history, art and war history, particularly through ages. Okay, there is the Napoleon crossing the Alps. That's a big thing because when a general crosses a big geographical feature, and it's a turning point. So, of course, George Washington crossed the Delaware, and then did a surprise victory against Hessian. Hessian forces were essentially part of the British Army. The word used for the German soldiers in the British Army. So, we're talking about Washington crossing the Delaware. Okay, I will give part points to Riddhima for getting Washington, but Pavan will get more points because he got both. Okay, so split is crazy. Should we do a 3? Okay, this was Ravi's direct, right? So by the time it reached Pavan, it was a 12-point question. Should we do a 9 and 3? Is that okay with all of you? 9 to Pavan, 3 to Riddhima. All 4 of you good with this? Okay. 9 to Pavan for getting the exact answer, because I didn't also react to Washington. So the assumption is Pavan knew both Washington and Delaware before it came to him. But Riddhima did get Washington. So technically she does get points for that. So 3 to Riddhima, 9 to Pavan. And the next direct will be to Pranit. Okay, Pranit, this is your direct. Okay, this is a connect question. A Delhi land claimed by France. Argentine X claimed by Argentina. Austrian X territory claimed by Australia. British X territory claimed by the United Kingdom. Chilean X territory claimed by Chile. Peter the First Island and Queen Maud Land claimed by Norway. And Ross dependency claimed by New Zealand. Okay. Tell me, what are we talking about? What is this? Like, what claims are we talking about? Or what is X?
Is it the same piece of land or different?
X is the same.
Okay.
And it's an exhaustive list.
It is almost exhaustive, yes. So when you say same piece of land, Pranit, the idea is X is the same, is all I'm clarifying. So imagine if this is US, and it might be that Argentina claims California and Australia claims North Dakota, but it's still US. Okay.
Got it. Is it Antarctica?
It is Antarctica, yes. 10 points there to Pranit.
I was thinking like Falklands or something like that, but like, oh, Chile and all, where did they come from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, also Norway. Like, what is Norway doing in Falklands? Very like, अरे Norway को तो ये सबसे कोई मतलब नहीं. Of course, we are talking about Antarctica and different lands in Antarctica claimed by different countries. So Argentine Antarctica claimed by Argentina, Australian Antarctica territory claimed by Australia. These are the territorial claims in Antarctica. Okay. So this is the map as we know, and these different lands are claimed by these different countries. That brings us to the halftime. Let's take a quick look at the score. Pavan with 11 on Angel Share, 5 on All Verses of Star Spangled Banner, and 9 for Washington Crossing the Delaware is on 25. Pranit slightly ahead with hat-tricks of 10 on Clue, on Mario Kart, and Claims in Antarctica. Claims in Antarctica is the only question he didn't get from a personal trauma. For all you know, Pranit did go to Antarctica.
I was there actually.
His claims were rejected. He wanted his Pranit territory there, and they were like. Ravi has 7 on Asur community, and Riddhima has 9 with a combination of 3 for Washington and 6 for business. So right now Pranit leading with 30. Right behind Pranit is Pavan with 25, followed by Riddhima and Ravi on 7 and 9 and 7 respectively. But the whole second half remains. We'll start now with Riddhima and then Ravi, then Pranit and Pavan. Okay, Riddhima is a shorter question, slightly confusing, but if you read, it'll all make sense. When 3-letter dash codes became standard, dashes that had been using 2 letters simply added an X. Okay, what are we talking about?
Is this airport codes?
Yes,
like
beautiful.
LAX? Like...
Yes, LAX. That's a big clue. Yes, LAX is a big clue. Oh man, beautiful crack. Riddhima gets 10 points for this. And for example, Dubai. Okay, so Dubai used to be DB and then randomly became DXB because they just had to add an X. Okay, that's where this question came in one of those Dubai layovers. Like DXB क्यों है? Okay, एक दिन तो question बनाऊंगा इस पे मैं. And yeah, LAX also. LAX right here on the west coast. Worst airport checking.
Yes, I agree.
Line.
I agree.
Okay, this first world has created this thing why US and all, but Rohan Joshi and I went to LAX airport last year. We were there for 2.5 hours to get out to take a cab to San Diego. Crazy.
Yes.
Worst.
I feel exact pain I feel every time I have to come to India to go to San Diego to LAX. It's like,
yes.
Oh my God, it's very bad. I'm like, हमारा T2 बहुत अच्छा है, please.
Yes, no doubt. All our airports better than LAX.
Yes.
LAX is the worst. Okay, nice little rant we had on LAX.
Thank you.
Anyway, LAX and DXB. So basically, X got added to a lot of these airports, including even Portland, I think, became PDX because of this. So 10 points there to Riddhima, and we come to Ravi for an 80 of a place question. This place, a certain place, is said to be named after a word as seen on gravestones in the cemetery of St. Andrew's Church and in the writings of Mount Stuart Elphinstone of the British East India Company, which describe the endeavors to acquire the island of Salsette. That's one theory. The second theory, there is another story that tells us that this place name is derived after the Persian for port. That's the second theory. There is also a third theory. However, some other sources suggest that its name comes from the names of a Portuguese princess. Just name the place that we are talking about, which is also known as Queen of Suburbs.
So previously it was known as the island of Salsette. Or
previously,
okay,
it was either close or like part of the island of Salsette. Yeah.
The name that I'm thinking is kind of two words. Thinking if it makes sense to say the first one. Okay, I'm thinking about Andaman.
Not Andaman, going to Pranit. The name Andaman comes from a Malay word. It's part of the special quizzing we did recently with quizzing with Kalapani. There was a question on the etymology of Andaman. Okay, going to Pranit.
I'm gonna hate myself if I don't know this. Is it Bandra?
It is Bandra, Vandre. Yes. 11 point there to Pranit, the queen of suburbs. It is Bandra. Okay, and of course, there are many. St. Andrew's Church is in Bandra. Salsette Island is, you can say, Mumbai. Okay, like that's why I was very not too keen on telling you the exact location of island of Salsette. But
My dad is a civil engineer and he actually has an old map which says
Yes.
like Salsette on it.
yes, and Juhu and Bandra would be the western part of the island of Salsette, and the Persian word for port is Bandar, and hence you have like Apollo Bandar and everything, and that's where the word Bandra comes from. It is Bandra, Bandre, Bandra, Bandra. Okay, 11 points there to Pranit. Great crack. And we now come to Pavan for another 80 question. Okay, legendary mountaineer and author of dash dash, The Battle of Roses, Harish Kapadia once told the Hindustan Times, X means the place of roses. The threat they face at the X snout is that they come in the way of army activities. So they were uprooted, stems used as tent pegs or even as extravagant decorative pieces. He further wished, hopefully someday there will be peace on X. Roses will grow wild, ibexes will roam, and mountaineers will explore and climb freely. What place do you think we are talking about?
So I'm confused. Do we have to fill the two blanks?
No. Just tell me the place we're talking about. Actually, the place is part of the two blanks. That's why we've removed it. I think the first word is the blank. Like the first word is the answer on two blanks. But we are talking about, yeah.
So X is the name of a place.
Yes, X is the name of a place that literally means place of roses. Okay. And there are a bunch of clues in the second half which say that hopefully one day there'll be peace on X, roses will grow wild, ibexes will roam, mountaineers will explore and climb freely.
Okay, Siachen.
Siachen, yes. Yes. It is Siachen. 10 points there to Pavan. It is Siachen. So the author of Siachen Glacier, The Battle of Roses. Okay. Siachen. Okay. Great crack. 10 points there to Pavan. Basically in Balti language, which is the local language, Sia means roses or rose plant. And Chen means abundance. So, or like anything which is in abundance. So Siachen means abundance of rose, so place that has an abundance of roses. And yeah, 10 points there too. One big clue was in the second half that one day there'll be peace on X, ibexes will roam, roses will grow wild. 10 points there to Pavan, and we come back to Riddhima. The next direct, it is Siachen. Okay, Riddhima, one of those interesting questions. Why created X after a fight with her boyfriend, apparently? Okay, this is from her interview. If you want to create a game like X, what you have to do is have an enormous argument with your then boyfriend. Why said in 2003. You walk out of the house, you sit down in a pub, and you invent X. And I don't really know what the connection is between the row and X, except that X is quite a violent game. And maybe in my deepest, darkest soul, I would like to see him hit by a bludger. Okay. Which game do you think we are talking about? Again, just to clarify, interview was in 2003. That doesn't necessarily mean the game was created in 2003. The game was created before 2003.
Is it Mortal Kombat?
Not Mortal Kombat. Going to Ravi.
It should be something basic. It's the game is okay. It's one person that we're talking about. So the only violent game that I can think of right now is Max Payne.
Not Max Payne. Going to Pranit.
Is it Quidditch and J.K. Rowling?
It is Quidditch and J.K. Rowling. Great crack. 12 points there to Pranit. It is Quidditch.
Bludger was a big hit.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, Quidditch. This is the invention of Quidditch by Harry Potter, a fictional sport created for Harry Potter.
I was thinking J.K. Rowling, but I was like, oh, pub makes sense, writing, everything. But I was like, game? Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've seen people play this across the street from my current apartment. It is not the most interesting game to see in person. I'll say that much.
12 points there to Pranit for Quidditch. And now we come to Pavan for the next direct. Pavan, on the website of X, it is stated, to create X, we deployed some centuries-old mathematical formulas and some very 22nd century engineering and technology. Below are just a few of the formulas and mathematical laws involved in its construction. This was followed by different mathematical formulas and methods, including an incorrect value of pi. YouTuber Matt Parker pointed out this error on his channel, and the value of pi has since been corrected. Just identify the venue X, which was opened in September 2023. So, current affairs kind of a thing. What do you think we are talking about? What venue do you think we are talking about?
And it's a real venue, right? It's not a fictional.
Yeah, it's a real venue.
Okay, I don't have guesses, so I'm going to say Narendra Modi Stadium.
Not Narendra Modi Stadium. Going to Riddhima.
Just because it's so recent. Is it that Sphere?
Yes.
In Vegas?
Yes.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Yes, it is. It is the recent current affairs. Beautiful crack by Riddhima. It is the Vegas Fair, known only as the Sphere also. It's the Sphere. It's the Vegas Fair, which opened on 29 September 2023 and it's been in news for various reasons. And yeah, 11 points there to Riddhima.
Imagine if they actually used the wrong formula and are expecting people to still visit. Like, how is it still standing? Pi ka value galat use kar.
Yeah. Oh man, I just realized today's quiz is a East versus West kind of a quiz. It's very NBA final kind of because Pavan and Riddhima are representing the West Coast and Pranit and Ravi in some sense are East Coast. Nice. Crazy. Because I just realized कि ये Vegas Fair तो इनका neighborhood news है for Riddhima and Pavan. That's when. Okay. So Riddhima gets 11 for this, which means I come to Ravi now. Ravi, one of the most successful BBC shows of all time is the series X. Beginning in 1963, the show follows an alien traveling across time and space with multiple companions of different age, gender, and home planet. In a stroke of creative and marketing genius, X has the ability to regenerate his body at the moment of death. This has allowed multiple actors to portray the different variations of X. The series ran until 1989 but came back in 2005 and continues on to this day. X recently broke new ground by having Jodie Whittaker portray the first female incarnation of X. What is X?
Can't think of anything. I think this is a good time to say that it seems a lot easier on the screen when you're watching.
Somebody has to say that Shagan ka once you have to say. Yeah.
Okay. So, it started again in 2005 and continues to this day. Is that also on BBC? Or
Yeah. It's a BBC property. It comes on BBC. I mean, it also comes on other OTTs, but it's an original BBC production.
Yeah, okay. I can't think of anything. I'll say Twin Peaks.
Not Twin Peaks. Going to Pranit.
Doctor Who.
It is Doctor Who. 11 points there to Pranit. And I think with that point, I think I can call Pranit the Duke of Wellington. Might be too early to say, but it has happened as we had a premonition at the beginning, Pavan and I. But yeah, it is Doctor Who. Beautifully done, Pranit. And these are all the people who portrayed Doctor Who over the years. There's Jodie Whittaker at the end. There's of course David Tennant and then bunch of other great actors. It's very British show, as you can see. So of course it has to be BBC. This thing, fantastic show by the way. I highly recommend Doctor Who, especially for quizzers because it combines elements from history with sci-fi. It's very nice. Okay, coming to Pavan now. Pavan for the next direct. Pavan, before she was a full-time director, X picked up a few small acting gigs. Okay, there's a visual also to help you, including the handmaiden Sachet in the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, of course, Star Wars Episode 1. Just a few years after the 1999 movie, which is the Star Wars Phantom Menace, in 2003, X would pick up a Best Director Academy Award nomination. Okay, so who are we talking about? So a bunch of clues. First clue is the visual clue. Of course, the person you see on your screen is X. Second, before she became a full-time director, she did a few small acting gigs. Most famously, in Star Wars The Phantom Menace, she played a handmaiden, Sachet. And in 2003, she made a movie that led her to achieve a Best Director Oscars nomination. Who are we talking about?
Is it Sofia Coppola?
It is Sofia Coppola. Yes, 10 points there to Pavan. It is Sofia Coppola. It is Sofia Coppola, who of course in 2003 made Lost in Translation. That's her directing in Lost in Translation. 10 points there to Pavan, which means we come back to Riddhima for the next and the last question of Quizzing with Members, episode 15. If you've ever wondered where the white wedding dress tradition originated, look no further than X. In 1840, X wore an off-the-shoulder white satin gown covered in lace when she married Prince Albert. Though X wasn't the first royal to wear a white wedding dress, wearing white became a status symbol following X and Albert's nuptials. Tell me, who are we talking? So essentially, now we see most weddings in the West, especially the bride wears white. And if you've ever wondered where that tradition began, it's because X wore white dress in her wedding to Prince Albert in 1840. So she is the original fashion influencer, and everybody follows it till date. Who is X?
Is it Victoria? Queen Victoria?
It is Queen Victoria and Albert.
Okay.
Yeah, Victoria and Albert. Most famous influencer couple of the 19th century. Victoria and Albert Museum in London. 10 points there to Riddhima. It is Queen Victoria. Okay, this is Queen Victoria wearing white in her wedding in 1840. And that brings us to the end of the quiz. What a great quiz. What a historic quiz. Because for quizzing fans, this is like, whoa, it has finally happened. But of course, mad shout out first to Pavan. This is a crazy streak that had to end one day because there's too many factors that go into a quiz. And Pranit, you were fantastic, Pranit. I don't think you passed anything that came your way.
Passed the first one.
Yeah, except Asur. You got everything. And over the years, in the last 3-4 years, whenever we did a Quizzing with Comedians edition, and we used to wonder if Rohan would lose. And we would often discuss that if you have to beat Rohan, you have to really up your game. So, like Pavan is
Yeah.
so-called Rohan of Quizzing with Members. So to beat Pavan, you had to really up your game, and you did that. And a lot of people came very close to beating Pavan off late, but you were just fantastic. You didn't let anything go his way in both, like especially in the reverse infi bounce. I mean, you were like with Quidditch and like with Doctor Who, you made sure that you were fantastic, Pranit. It's
Thank you.
good
My
to
hands
watch.
are so sweaty. The first thing I want to do after this, go wash them. I am so
Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. And now Celtics have finally beaten the Warriors. It's beautiful to see.
or
Boston.
as you would like to say, corner taken quickly, Origi.
Oh my God, Pranit, you were just very good. Pavan, you were fantastic. But of course, today was Pranit's day. Riddhima, you were amazing. Finally, if you look at the final scores, you were actually just 5 points behind Pavan. Ravi, you were also great. We'll keep seeing you. You get extra points for being from Toronto, my second home. But let's do a final score check. Pavan, we'll start from right to left. Riddhima had 9 in the first half. She had a fantastic second half. Second half, I think Riddhima was just 2 points behind Pranit. So she was the runner-up of the second half. In the second half, Riddhima got 10 for airport codes, 11 for Vegas Fair, and 10 for Vegas Fair. Do you regret Pavan passing that or not getting them? Because that was one of the turning points of the game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't even think of that sphere. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was in the news recently with like new opening and YouTube performing there, etc. And Riddhima got 10 for Queen Victoria. Yeah, so Riddhima actually ends on 40. Riddhima, you were fantastic. You were fantastic last time also when you came, but just today, Pranit was better without doubt. But we'll see you soon, Riddhima. We'll do a score check and we'll see who are the 8 people who come on Quizzing with Champions, and hopefully I'll see you there. Ravi, you had 7. You end on 7, but Ravi, so happy to see you. Maybe this Levi's jinxed it for Pavan, huh, Ravi?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
That's it.
Yeah.
And now we come to Pavan. Pavan at 25 in the first half. In the second half, Pavan got Siachen, great crack. And Pavan also got Sofia Coppola, another great crack. Pavan ends on 45. And now I can announce it after so many weeks, a new winner on Quizzing with the members. I think there are many people who had the first half lead, but they squandered it in the second half. But you upped your game in the second half as well, Pranit. You had 30 in the first half. And in the second half, you got 11 for Bandra, another great crack. 12 for Quidditch, and then 11 for Doctor Who. And Pranit, you end on 64. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations, Pranit. You're the new winner of Quizzing with the members. We'll see you next week with 3 new contestants. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being part of Quizzing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Pranit. Really well done.
Yeah.